Hey guys, welcome back to my playthrough of Ker Nethalas. We're going through the initial starter domain from the rulebook, and we are stepping into our very first room, which is called the Corpse Pile. So basically, we were executed as criminals. We were captured for poaching and put on trial, found guilty. We were hung, and then our body was dropped down into this necropolis of Ker Nethalas, and somehow we survived. And we find ourselves in room number 1, the corpse pile. It says, this is where you opened your eyes for the first time after your supposed execution. This is where the nightmare begins. There is nothing of value here, just rotten flesh and vermin. You do find a half-spent torch. It will last you another 10 rooms. Okay, so we need to add that to our character sheet. Which we probably need to add it here to our gear. I'm guessing I need to read up on the encumbrance, but I definitely know we need to... Well, I thought there was a lighting section. Wealth, supplies, equipped gear, belt slots, damage, notes, madness. Oh, light source. There it is. Okay. Let's just put... How is this supposed to work? I guess we'll just... let me fill this in here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then we just need to mark one of those off every time we explore a new room. Okay. All right, so I guess we will move on to the next room here. So we can either go into room number 2, or we could go up the stairs through these corridors into these unexplored rooms. So I'll be honest that I have... accidentally read ahead a little bit, and I know we're going to get a weapon here in room number 2, so I don't think it would make much sense to try to explore other rooms without having a weapon to defend ourselves. So I'm going to say we're going to explore room number 2. Okay, so let me look at the exploration. Actually, I don't... Well, okay, so we definitely need to reduce the... Oh, wait, here. Let's just follow the chart, right? So normally we would roll for a room or corridor, but since we're in the starter dungeon and we have a map, we're not going to do that. We know we're in a room. Normally we would generate a description, but I'm not going to do that because we have a description in the rule book. Now we're going to do a tension check. So our tension die is at a D8, so I'm going to roll a D8. And hopefully I don't get a 1 or a 2. Okay, 7. We're fine. So the die does not go down. Our tension still stays at a D8. Now we're going to do a lair and exit check, but we're not going to do that because the lair and the exit are both marked on our map. Next, we're going to do -1 light source. So I will switch over here to the light source that I just made, and I will remove 1 box. Okay. Next, we're going to do an encounter check. Do we do encounter checks in these rooms that we have? So let's see. During this first domain, the map is already generated for you. Some details are fixed, but you will still need to generate the contents and possible encounters of each room using the procedures. Okay. I don't think we're going to do that for the marked rooms. It doesn't specifically say that, but I don't think it makes sense to do that for the marked room. So since this is a marked room, I'm not going to roll an encounter check. So I'm not going to do an encounter or an event. I'm just going to read you what it says. So this room is apparently the guard room. This room appears to be some ancient guard room. A tattered banner still hangs from one of the walls. Several armor and weapon racks lie collapsed and rotten near the walls, but among the many rusted pieces of weaponry, you find something that you can use. Okay, so I get a dagger, a club, a phylum. Is that a P-I-L-U, phylum? And I get to roll once on the random armor tables. Oh, and it says there is no combat encounter or event in this room. Okay. So, yeah, so I think we need to add this stuff to our inventory. Okay, so I picked up the phylum. I think that's how you say it. It's like a Roman javelin. Actually, had to Google that, but that's great because it's a shafted weapon, which is our highest weapon. So I picked that up in my main hand, and then I picked the dagger up. Keep it in my offhand for now until we find a backpack, hopefully. So the phylum has a defensive quality, which means if I had a shield and I was using it, I could get a bonus on my defensive moves, but I don't have a shield, so that's not really going to apply. It has a speed of 0, and then the dagger does have quick, which gives us a bonus to initiative, and it has a speed of 10, which would give us a bonus. So we might want to think about switching. My shafted weapons is 60, my bladed weapons is 40, so I don't know, we might want to switch to dagger eventually. But anyway, pick those two up. I added that to my equipped gear, main hand, offhand, and then I rolled for a random armor, and I actually got a hide scale full suit of armor. So that gives me a protection of 2 to my legs, torso, and arms. The integrity starts at a D8, but the rules say if you pick up a armor from as loot, that it starts as 1 less. So I don't know if that applies, but I went ahead and applied it to the. So I set the current integrity to 6s for those, and then that does have a mobility penalty of 15. So that means I had to drop my acrobatics, my dodge, and my stealth because of this big clanking hide armor thing that I'm wearing. So anyway, I think it'll be worth it for the protection that armor is going to give us. So that, I think that is it for this room. Let me make sure. What else did I? Let's see. So we're leaving the club. We're not picking up the club, and we're rolling once. I rolled once on the random armor tables. There's no combat encounter, so now we just need to decide where we want to go from here. So we could go down into room number 3, or we could come down and explore a little bit on this side, and I'm kind of leaning towards. I have not read section what's in room 3, so I'm thinking we might want to explore a little bit, try out these new weapons a bit before we go into room number 3. So I'm going to move here into this room. So let's look at the flowchart, which I have here. Okay, roll for room or corridor. We don't need to do that. We know it's a room. Generate a description. Let me see. Do I have that printed, or do I need to roll it on the... do not need to roll it on the table. Okay. Okay, going through this first time is going to be a little slow, so bear with me, especially since I'm still trying to get to know this document and where everything is. Okay. If you want to have a description of the room or corridor, you just entered roll on the room or corridor description tables. It doesn't say. Oh, here it is. Okay. Room description, D100. Broken vials, shattered beakers, and rotting experiments reveal an alchemist's ill-fated pursuit of forbidden knowledge. Okay, so we've entered a alchemist's chamber. Now we're going to do a tension check. So I'm going to roll a d8 and hope I don't get a 1 or a 2. And I got a, wait, 10. Nah, I rolled the wrong dice. All right, let's try that again. Roll a d8 and I get an 8. Perfect. Okay. Lair exit check, we don't need to do. -1 light source, we do need to do that. So I will drop our light source down by 1. Okay. Encounter check. A d20 with an encounter and a 10 plus. Okay, so I roll a d20. Seven. Okay, we did not get an encounter. Is there an encounter? No. So we need to check for an event. And let me see how we do that. Okay, event. Last but not least, if you have entered a room and there was no combat encounter, you must roll on the events table. Okay, and the events table is right after the room descriptions, I think. Events, and it's another D100. Okay, roll D100. And I get a 9. There is a trap in this room. Roll on the traps table and follow the usual procedures. Okay, well, this is great. Okay, aside from the many natural dangers encounters, there are deadly traps in rooms and corridors that can take you out if you don't spot them in time. When your character encounters a trap, follow these steps. Perform a perception check. This is modified by how well hidden the trap is, which must be randomized by rolling on the random difficulty table. Okay. Random difficulty table. Okay. Where might the random difficulty table be? Page 63, okay. So on page 63, our random difficulty table, we need to roll a d8. My difficulty is a 7, hard, so it's a -20. Okay, so that means I need to roll my perception with a -20. Failure means I've triggered the trap, so let's see. My perception is a 40, -20, so a 20. So I do not have a very good shot at spotting this. Let's see what we get. 58. No, I've failed. So I've triggered the trap. If you spot the trap before triggering it, you can attempt to disarm it. No. Okay. If you want to simply avoid the trap and let it be, you can perform... wait. If you spot the trap before triggering it, if you want to simply avoid the trap... No, I can't do that. I don't think so. I've already triggered it, right? Yes, I've triggered the trap. You can choose to... trying to get out of harm, so I do so requires passing it. Let's also make attention down checks. The concepts traps and harmless. You can move it. Okay. So I need to roll a d10 to see what the trap effect is, and the skill check to avoid it. So I got a 7 athletics check. It's a noxious gas trap. So I'm going to try to make a is this also not modified by that random difficulty? That's my question. Oh, it says if you want to simply avoid the trap and let it be, you can perform the skill check associated with the trap in question as shown on the trap. If you do this, you can only exit the room if you're already in it and you cannot search it. You must make the same skill check to avoid triggering the trap. It doesn't say it's modified, so I think... Okay. So I think I just need to make a athletics check. Now my athletics check was bumped down because of the armor that I'm wearing. So it's at a 20. So I need to roll under a 20 on a D100. Oh, so close. 25. Okay, so let's see what happens. Noxious gas is released, filling the chamber. All characters must pass an endurance check or immediately receive 2d4 poison damage. Okay, so I need to make an endurance check. And my endurance is... endurance is 20 again. Okay, well, it's not good. Ah, 32. Missed it. Okay, so 2d4 poison damage. So I'm going to roll d4, a 2, and a 2. And our damage table is right here. And a 2 means 1 point of damage. So I take 2 points of damage. It's actually not too bad for a noxious gas. So I'm now at 15 toughness. Okay, so now I get to scavenge. I checked for an event. Now I get to scavenge. Let's look at the procedure for scavenging. I think I roll a scavenge. Yeah, I need to make a scavenging check, and then if I make it, I get to roll on this table. My scavenging is 20, of course. It seems like 20 is everything's a 20. $77 is a critical failure. Scavenging fumble means that you've made a lot of noise while searching the room, attracting some unwanted attention. Roll on the combat encounters table on page 19. Oh no! So I was just really desperate to find some stuff, and so I made a lot of noise. Now, a combat encounters table, I have a special combat encounters table for this level. So I'm going to roll a d20. And I get a 13, which is skeletal horrors. Okay, so if I look up the skeletal horrors... Remnants of fallen warriors, cursed to wander eternally, these skeletal monsters are shrouded in tattered, blood-stained remnants of their once proud armor, their bones blackened and charred by the fires of the afterlife. With hollow eye sockets emanating an otherworldly glow, they wield spectral weapons with an unnatural dexterity, instilling dread in the hearts of any who dare cross their path. Driven by a thirst for vengeance, skeletal horrors mercilessly hunt those who trespass upon their cursed domain, their haunting wails echoing through the night, a haunting reminder of the tragic fate that befell them. Okay, so these two skeletal horrors appear. And yeah, I guess we get to experience our first combat encounter. Okay, so we made too much noise when we were exploring, and now two undead monstrosities have emerged from the scattered remnants of this alchemist's lair and are attacking us. So, just for the time being, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll these actual dice to kind of speed things up, so it won't show up on your screen. But yeah, I think it'll go a little bit faster. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is roll for initiative. So Let me look this up. I want to make sure we get it right the first time. Combat, attack rolls, turns and rounds. Okay, standard actions. Initiative, combat, defensive move, weapon speed. Where is initiative? Initiative and surprise. Somehow I missed that. Okay. When you're faced, opponent in combat is clearly taking place, you must determine who gets to action first. It's done by pitching your perception versus your opponent's awareness. Okay. So my perception is a 40. So I'll roll, see if I can get a 40. 15. Okay, so I got that. Now their awareness is a 20. They got a 42, so they missed. So I have initiative. So I'm going to use my phylum and try to smack the first one. So I need to roll my bladed weapons. Or no, my shafted weapons, which is 60. Now because I want initiative, I think I get a plus 20. Let me make sure. Players. Okay, this is done by pitching your awareness as opposed to check. Whoever wins gets to act first until the combat's over. Alternatively, only surprise your opponent. Now, the 20 is if you get a surprise. Initiative yours, you get to make that. If you fail a proper initiative. Okay, yeah, so I don't get any plus, but I do get to go first. My shafted weapons is a 60. And, their defense. Do they roll their combat skill? Let me see. Sorry about this. I need to look up the actions. Performing an attack works the same as any other roll. A D100, compare the result to the relevant skill, and it's equal to, okay. Standard actions. The attacking character makes a standard skill check. Compare the result to combat skill. The attacking character has the lead, and as such receives a plus 10 to their attack skill. Okay, so I actually am rolling against a 70. The defender also makes a combat skill check. If it's a player, blah 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 blah. If it's NPC, they use their combat skill. Okay, so I'm rolling against a 70, and they are rolling against a 30. Okay, so here's mine. I got a 27. Here's theirs. They got a 90, so I hit. Now I need to roll against the hit location to see where I hit them. And they are humanoid, so I'll roll a d20. A 5. Their left leg. Okay. Now my weapon does a d6, so I will roll a d6. For a 2, that does 1 point of damage to their left leg, which they do not have any armor on their left leg. So I do 1 point of damage to this first skeleton, which is, they have 3 points, so he has 2 points left, and that's not much damage. It's gonna be tough to kill these things. Maybe next round I'll blast them with my firebolt thing. So, okay, so it is their turn. They have a combat skill of 30. I have a. Let's see. Can I wear dodge? I think. Shoot. Hold on 1 second. Combat attack roll. Okay. Okay, so their currently equipped weapon or their dodge skill. So my dodge is at 25, my shafted weapons is at 60, so I'm going to want to roll my shafted weapons. Now, I only get, after my first response, I get a minus 20. So for the first one, I'll be rolling against a 60, but for the second one, I'll be rolling against a 40. And they are always going to be rolling against their combat skill. Oh, actually, no, first I need to see what they're doing. Okay. So number one's going to attack. He's going to roll a d6 on his actions table. 4. Ethereal grasp, magical. The skeletal horror reaches out with its hand, attempting to touch the essence of the target's life force. The target must make an endurance check. Okay, my endurance is 20. Jeez. I got a 30. That's not good enough. Okay. On a failed check, they take D6 necrotic damage, and the skeletal horror regains health equal to half the damage, rounding up. Holy shit. On a successful roll, the target... Okay, so he does a D6 necrotic damage, a 3, which is 1 point of damage. So he does 1 point of damage. I need to determine hit location. 13. My left arm, which I actually have 2 protection on my left arm. So, so that means he's not going to do damage to me, which I think means he's not going to regain any health either. That my armor has come through. Now, that does mean that I need to remember after this combat and roll to see if my armor gets damaged from that. So, okay. So that was the first one's attack. Now the second one, he's going to roll to see what he does. A 5. Haunting wail. The skeletal horror lets out a haunting wail that reverberates through the air. All creatures must make a successful resolve check to avoid becoming stunned. Oh, crap. So my resolve is... What is my resolve? It is 30. 25! I got it! Ha! Suck it, skeletons. Your wailing does not affect me. Okay, now it is my turn. I'm going to double down my attacks on number 1. So my shafted weapons is a 60. Just a 60, yeah. 22, that's pretty good. Their combat skill is a 30. 90, he totally misses it, so that's another hit for me, which means I get to roll. Oh, shoot, I was going to blast him with my... No, I'll do that next time. All right. My damage is a 6, which means 2 points of damage. I need to do hit location to make sure they don't... If I hit them in the chest, they have armor. Damn it, I did hit him in the chest. So this time I got him in the chest. They have 1 point of armor on the chest, so only 1 point gets through. So that means he is still alive with 1 point. Okay, well, rats. That means I'm going to have to suffer through another 2 attacks from these guys. So the first one is going to do 1, a slash. He swings his weapon with an eerie precision, dealing 1d8 slashing. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so he's going to attack with a 30. Crap, that's a 19. That's a hit. Let's see what my defensive roll is. Ooh, but my defense is a 15. But because he rolled a 19, that means he still is going to hit. Because it's whoever makes their skill but rolls highest. So he hits. He hits me in the... Oops. He hits me in the chest. Okay. With a D8. Which I think is this one, yes. 1 point, 0 points. Skeleton hit me right in the chest with his cursed slash and did no damage. Even if I wasn't wearing armor, I would have gotten no damage. So, okay, second skeleton does a 2, which is another slash. So he rolls his attack. 57, which is a miss. I roll my defense, but minus 20. So that means I'm still at 40. Oh, dang it, 42. I almost got to do a defensive move, But that means he missed me. Now it is my turn. I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to blast the other one. No, that wouldn't be smart, would it? I need to focus. What are my chances of... Yeah, my chances of getting 3 points is not good. So I need to blast the number 1 skeleton. Let me look up what my fire... Okay, my firebolt is a standard action. It cost me 4, so my ether is going to go down to 7. Maybe it's not smart to use this at this point, but I'm doing it anyway. I want to see how it works. Let me make that a little bit bigger. Okay. And that does 1d8 fire damage. Now I think that means I don't need to make a roll. I think if it had required a roll, it would say that. So I'm just going to roll my d8. 3. So 1 point of damage. Now I do need to do hit location, I'm thinking. Dang it. His chest. So his armor blocks it. Dang it. Oh, and he has magic resistance, but it doesn't matter. That did not work out very well. Poorly rolled. 2 bad rolls in a row there, and so I don't kill him. So that means they're both going to get their attacks on me again, which is another slash. He misses. I miss my defensive move. Second one is going to attack. He's going to try to grasp me again, so I need to make an endurance check. My endurance is a 20. Nope, missed that. So I take a d6 necrotic damage. 5. That means I take 2 points of damage. Now I need to see where he hits me. So hit location. 4 is my left leg, which I do have armor on there. So I think that will block both of those points. Right? Isn't that how armor... Yeah, that's how armor works. It takes those 2 points off, so I don't take any damage from that. But the second guy is going to attack. Or was that the second one? I think that was the second one. Okay. So it's my turn again. Okay, well, I guess I will try to hit him again with my phylum. I need to finish this guy finally, somehow. 88. Oh, wait. That is a fumble. That is a fumble. Okay, so what do we do in combat on a fumble? I think there's a fumble table. There's hit locations, dealing damage. Okay, here we go. Combat, critical hits, doubles below. Okay, on the other hand, rolling a fumble during roll on the fumbles table. So I need a d10 on the fumbles table. A 1, you drop your weapon and must spend your next turn recovering it. If you're not wielding a weapon, your next attack suffers a -20. Oh, great. Okay, so I've dropped it. Now they still, I would think, get to roll on their defensive move. Oh, shoot. They got it. They rolled a 28. So they get to roll on the defensive move table, which is right here. A 2, reduce your opponent's armor by 1 in one random location until the end of combat. Okay. Random location is 11. Okay, my chest armor is reduced by 1. Okay, I'll just make a note. Because that's just for this combat. Well, that was a disaster. Okay. This skeleton who is staying alive is going to get another shot at me. Let's go back to there. Oh man, I might die in my first fight here. Let's see. The only thing that's keeping me in this game is my armor, I think. Okay, let's see what he does. A 5, a haunting whale again, so I need to make a resolve check, which is a 30. 25! Ha! I've been able to hit those resolve checks. Okay, the second one is going to do a 4, which is the ethereal grasp, which means I need to make an endurance check, which I miss. He's going to do hits to 15, my left arm, and he does D6, which is for 1 point, but my armor blocks 2 points on my left arm, so I'm good. I'm pretty much almost immune to that ethereal grasp, but they basically have to roll. Actually, they can't hit me unless their hit location is my chest or my head. So they're gonna have to grasp me. They're gonna have to do a pretty good grasp to get me on that one. So, all right, let's go another attack on skeleton number 1. 37. Okay, I hit. 36. He misses. That means I get to roll hit location on them, which is 5. Left leg again, and shoot! I rolled a 1, which means 0 damage. So that's frustrating. Yeah, he's staying alive. So their turn. I'm gonna roll both at the same time. A 4 and a 6. So ethereal grasp. So the only way the ethereal grasp. So first I need to make an endurance check. I miss it, but then he needs to get my head or my chest. He got a 12. Oh, that's my chest. So he does hit me with his grasp. So I need to take a D6 necrotic damage. A 4 is only 1 point though, which doesn't get through my remaining armor on my chest. So suck it. So the next one is 6. Vengeful Onslaught. The skeletal horror charges forward with relentless determination, targeting one creature. It makes a melee attack against the target, dealing D10 piercing damage on a hit. If it hits, it gets to use its ethereal grasp ability as a free action. Wow, this could be really bad. Let's see if he hits. Oh my gosh, 13. That's a hit. Let's see if I can block it. 72, I can't. Okay, let's see where he hits me. 18, my right arm, so I do have 2 points, but it's a D10 piercing damage. A 3 is only 1 point, so it's still blocked by my armor, but he does get to do ethereal grasp, which means I get to make an endurance check, and I fail it. Hit location, let's see where he grasps me, is a 14, which is my left arm, so he can't get through the armor there. Okay, so we'll start another round. Okay, so I thought the combat was getting a little tedious, so I went ahead and finished it up off camera, but as soon as I did that, it kind of got exciting again. So actually what happened was I used my last, well, I still have 3, but most of my last of my ether to do another firebolt, and was able to kill the first skeleton. The second one got in one last hit on me, but then I was finally able to get a lucky hit on his head, which doubled the damage, and I was able to kill it. The only thing I forgot was their magic. I forgot to make a magical resistance check for the one that got hit by the firebolt, but you know, if that's the only thing that I've forgotten, then we should be pretty good. Why is my audio input freaking out? Okay, anyway, it's still doing it. What is going on? Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Okay, well, anyway, time to roll for the loot and the spoils. So let me see. I need to get a D6 here. For the spoils table, 1. So mundane items. So a D100. 23. I got a bedroll. Okay, I'll take that. I'm assuming that's going to help me on when I'm camping. So where can I put it? I don't think I have a belt, and I don't have a backpack. Could I wrap my bedroll around me as a belt? I'm going to do that. Maybe that's not what I'm supposed to do, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put a bedroll in my belt slot. If I can find a backpack, then I will stuff it in there. Okay, now I think I should only roll once on the spoils table. Even though there were 2 skeletons, I'm only going to roll once. Now, I do think I might need to take a breather. Let's see. Taking a breather. Regardless of what sort of training, you're certainly... Okay, so this is called taking a breather. It allows you to recover D10 toughness. So how much toughness have I actually lost? Let me see. Oh, I've only lost 4 points of toughness, so I probably don't need to do that. What I need to do is regain ether. How do I do that? Let me look up spell casting. Let's see, where is that? Oh my gosh. Why am I not finding it? Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, well, good news. I found it. It says all ether is replenished upon entering a new room. So all we have to do is head to the new room. Now, I did want to look up one more thing, and that is experience points. Let me see what character progression. So each time you roll doubles when making a skill check, which actually I did roll doubles. I think that was my defensive move, so I'm actually going to give myself, maybe this is wrong, but I'm going to give myself a check mark on shafted weapons, because I think that's what I was when I rolled a D. Okay. I gain experience by each time you defeat a combat encounter plus 50 XP. All right. I certainly did that. So I'm going to give myself 50 XP. Okay. All right, so I think it is time to move to the next room. So that was a rough room. We had lots of traps. We had a trap, and then that alerted those skeletons. Actually, do we get some points for defeating a trap? Oh, just no. We didn't defeat the trap. We just suffered from it, I think. So yeah, we don't get anything from there. I am going to move, this might be a mistake, but I'm going to move down this corridor and into this room here. I'm also going to put a little X on the ones that we have traveled through already, just so I can remember. And yeah, so we are entering a new room. Oh, so first thing, since we're entering a new room, our ether should reset. So we are back up to 11. Oh shoot, that's the wrong thing. There should be 14 there. Sorry. So I did not realize our ether is so easy to gain back. That makes me think that each fight we're going to want to spend it all. We're going to want to cast our fireballs, our firebolts. Okay. All right, so we know we're in a room. Let's generate the description. I think that is here. Corridor descriptions. Room descriptions. Okay, we need a D100. $69. The statues of weeping angels line this hall, their faces eternally frozen in grief. All right, let's do a tension check. That's a D8. I just need to make sure that I don't get a 1 or a 2. We're good there. Don't need to do layer and exit check, but I do need to bump down our light source by 1. Okay, now we need to do an encounter check. We need to roll a D20. 10 plus as we get an encounter. Hey, we did not get an encounter. Okay, so now we need to check for an event. Let me find the event table real quick. I think it is right here. I need a D100 on the event table. Come on, give me something good. We deserve something good here. 52. Okay. A twisted effigy made from the remains of countless people has been erected here. A dark energy draws you closer to it, but you can try to resist. Make a resolve check. If successful, you earn 10 XP. Okay, let's do a resolve check. Our resolve is not great. 30. Okay. That's gonna be tough. Come on. Low numbers, low numbers. No, we failed. Okay. If you fail, you feel the urge to somehow contribute to this monument of death, deeply cutting your arm and pouring blood over it. You receive 3d4 slashing damage. Well, crap. So 3d4. Here we go. 1. That's 2. That's 1 point. That's 0 points. And this is another 1 point. So I take 2 points of damage. 2 points comes off my toughness. So I'm down to 12. Okay. well, that wasn't great. All right, so now we get to scavenge. So I only have a 20 in scavenge, so I'm not very hopeful, but I'll go ahead and roll it anyway. Come on, low numbers, no whammies. A 94. Yeah, no. Okay, so that's it for that room. Not fantastic. I'm thinking we need to go over to... No, I don't want to go back there. Let's... Actually, are there rules for retracing our steps? Retracing your steps. If for some reason you need or want to go back to an area of the domain you've already explored, passing through already cleared rooms and corridors, you can do so. You must still roll a tension die each time you enter a room or corridor. Ooh. Have we been supposed to have been rolling the tension die through every corridor that we go through? That seems pretty brutal. Your light source will be spent as usual, but you do not need to check for combat encounters. Ooh, that's rough. So just to get over to that room 3 would take 1, 2, 3 light source. I'm not going to do that. Oops. I'm going to... I'm going to go up these stairs and over into this room here. Actually, oh shoot, that's a door there. We have not... Oh, I missed a door here. I have not been doing doors. Okay, let me move up here and let's see how we do doors. I think I just need to roll... Let's see. Exploring doors and containers. While exploring, you will come across doors and, if you're lucky, chests. Okay, unfortunately for you, it's not rare for these to be locked or trapped. Determine if a door or container is locked by rolling a d20. Okay. d20. It is a 3. A result of 12 plus means that it's locked. Okay. All right, cool. Alright, so it is not locked, and if it's not locked, I don't think it can be trapped. Okay, so that's good. So, I think I'm actually going to go... Well, that door there might be locked, so I think I'm going to... I'm just going to go straight to this one right here. All right. So we're going to generate a description, which is a D100 roll. Which is a roll of 20. This room houses the remains of traitors and turncoats, eternally damned for their betrayal of the Empire. Okay, gonna do a tension check. Okay, we're good there. Gonna remove a light source. Okay. Now we're going to do an encounter check. Why have I lost my cursor? There we go. Counter check. 3. No encounter. So we're going to roll for an event, which is a D100. Uh-oh, 84. That's another event. A fountain with the shape of a demonic head pours water into a hole in the ground. If you choose to drink from it, you suffer 2d6 infernal damage but recover d6 sanity. So 2d6 infernal damage could be bad for us. With a 6 you can get 2 points, so I could get up to 4 points of damage. My sanity, have I even lost any sanity? I've only lost 1 point of sanity, so I am not going to do that. Okay, so now we get to roll scavenge, which I only have a 20 in scavenging, so not particularly hopeful. 86, nope. Okay. So we are done with that room. Now we have a decision to make. Do we go into room 4 or do we go down to room 5? I think I'm going to move up to room 4. So I'm going to take these stairs upwards. Now I do need to go back here and make some X's on these rooms. Put an X here and an X here. So we explored those. Then let me read room 4 now. All right. This is an altar. Old melted candles have fused into a mass of solid wax upon an altar dedicated to some mysterious goddess you do not recognize. She holds a bowl in her hands, and within it you find the brittle remains of paper prayers left there by whoever worshipped this deity. There's no event in this room, but you find D4 candles you can still use. Okay, let me use my let me see how many candles I find. Just one. So I find a candle. Don't really have anywhere to put a candle. I'm gonna stick it in my boot. Because if my torch goes out, I'm going to need that thing, so I'm just going to stick it in my boot. I don't know if that's really how the equipped gear is supposed to work, but I'm doing it anyway. Now, I also think we should probably go ahead and roll the tension die. So that's a D8. Uh-oh, 2. So our tension die goes down to a D6. Where's that? Here we go, D6. So the tension is ratcheting up. And now the other thing is we need to minus our light source. Okay. All right, so that's where it stands. We have explored quite a few rooms, but our toughness is going down quickly and our light source are running low, and the tension is starting to ratchet up. So that's where we'll continue it in the next episode. Thanks for joining me.